Yo, what is going on, guys? Got a video here today from Alpha Central. Let's get right into it.
Yo, what's up? Welcome back to Alpha Central. I'm your host, Jack, and today we found the best moments when toxic women fail to make men simp. Now let's jump right in, right after you subscribe, of course. Disclaimer, this video was made for strictly comedic/artistic purposes. No offense is intended towards any individual featured in this video.
If you want a man to spend money, just tell him he's broke. Is it harsh? Yes. Is it ethical? Probably not. But does it work? Yeah. I want you to say, I mean, if you can't afford it, that's like totally fine. You can just tell me that. Because what they're gonna say is, no, it's not that. I can afford it. You say, okay, well then what's going on? I mean, nothing. Like, yeah, let's do it. And I'm in sales, just to put this into perspective. Reality is, if you're a woman and your client's a man on the other side of the Zoom or the phone, there is such a powerful power dynamic that you can play on. Like I'm telling you guys, they would rather pay for something than tell a female over the phone that they can't afford something.
Now we're out here telling other women that the right thing to do is to manipulate a good man. Bet they're also the first ones to complain about there being no good men left.
This is the classic, I'm a strong and independent woman, but I need to manipulate men in order for them to spend money on me, guys. I mean, how many times do we see videos like this where women on the one hand claim that they don't need dudes or that they're strong and independent, but their entire life is fueled by how much money dudes spend on them or with them. So it doesn't sound to me like you're awfully strong and independent. But hey, you know, good luck going out there and finding a husband who respects himself when you decide to treat men this way.
Yeah, I wonder why.
Being humbled by for men in 40 seconds.
So we're just all gathered here today because I wanted to get your number. Okay, all right. So I wanted to get your number. That's why we're gathered here today.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Oh, this isn't going terrible. What about you? What's your excuse?
He's actually gay too.
Oh my God, what about you?
I'm not, but I'm less, so I mean, I don't know.
Oh.
My man gave her a second just to turn back around and leave before she embarrassed herself any further. She didn't want that, so he laid it straight.
Excuse me?
Video clips like this, guys, show exactly why dudes don't even want to interact with women in public. Because at a certain point, you just kind of assume that they have a camera pointed at you, right? They walk up to you, they say something. Even if a woman just walks up to you and hits on you, a lot of guys will be thinking to themselves, all right, now where's the camera? Okay, because oftentimes what's happening here is the woman is just trying to make a fool out of the man that she's approaching. And so dudes just don't really want to deal with this. They don't want to be on the internet. They don't want to be posted to some random TikTok account. And so they'd rather just avoid women entirely.
Do you have a map? Because I just keep getting lost in your eyes.
That was smooth.
Okay, thank you. But yeah, you don't want to talk to me?
Sorry, I'm in a rush.
Don't wear such a nice shirt next time then.
Take care.
Back in my day, we used to call that harassment. Oh wait, it still is harassment. Just because a woman's doing it doesn't make it funny or cutesy.
I don't have to know your life, but there's a lot of men in here who will tell you something, yeah? Just growing up, if someone called your mum or enough to make you scrap, let alone someone showing your mum busting it open. Are you joking? Allow it,
That's
man.
just your insecurity, love.
Insecure?
It's also your experience.
What are you talking about? How can I be insecure? Yo, I'm insecure because I'm pointing out that most kids will not want their mum to be busting it open online and people paying to see their mum do. Oh, like most kids don't want that, and you know this. Don't argue with it. How many of us want that for our mother?
She needs the mic.
But don't argue it like it's normal. It's not normal.
His insecurity? That's what normal people call the cold hard truth. People who are deluded because of one simp too many would call it, you guessed it, an insecurity.
Can I get your...
Yeah, see, this word insecurity these days has kind of just straight up lost all meaning. Okay, women are out here calling dudes insecure because they don't want to date women who work on the pole, right? Or women who have OF accounts and things like this. It's not insecurity. Dudes are just not interested. They think it's disgusting. Okay, but of course, guys, what happens is women have to shame dudes into accepting this behavior, right? Because it doesn't work if they just say, yeah, I'm going to do this. And they can't logically disagree with you. Right? They have no logical grounds to stand on. So what they have to start doing is using shaming language, calling you a little boy, saying that you're insecure, that you don't respect women, or that you don't like women. When truthfully, guys, these are actually the individuals, the women themselves, who are disrespecting women as a whole. You want to get on, create an OF account and then go on to be a mother? No, not happening. Let's continue.
Your number.
I've got a girlfriend, I'm sorry.
Well, you look like you can't ride a bike.
She wanted a reaction out of him, but he chose maturity. Bet she didn't like that for content.
Would you date someone plus size?
No. If I can't throw her in the air and leave her there, then that ain't for me, you feel me?
Why are we calling people plus size still, man? Like, everybody knows it's just fat, right? But of course, we have to use these nice terminologies because we don't want to offend anyone, even though they're incredibly overweight and they don't take care of their health. Right? I miss the days, guys, where you could actually be brutally honest with people and it was normal. These days, you call the wrong person, the wrong adjective, and all of a sudden, all hell breaks loose and people are crying all over the internet. It's crazy to me.
If you know, you know.
What brings you out in the fair?
Girls.
Girls? What kind of girls? What's your type?
Look, light skin, slim, thick, 5'3".
Would you date someone plus size?
Nah.
Why is that? You can be brutally...
That's just not my type. Like, nah, I'm cool off that one. I'm cool.
Have you tried it?
Nope. And I don't want to try.
Can't knock it till you try it, man.
I can knock it, but I'm not gonna try. I'm not gonna try it.
It's funny that women who advocate for having choice get enraged when a man tells them they're not their choice.
Going out's not cheating.
Going out seeking attention from other men.
But going out...
So in a sense it is.
Okay.
It's seeking validation. See, girls don't go out to get guys, they go out to put themselves in a position to be hit on, you know what I'm saying? Because it's not their role.
Hey, if that's a hill she wants to die on, it won't be a lonely death, because other deluded women will be right up there with her.
See, guys, this is the exact kind of woman right here. The woman sitting up the top here. They act all like offended. Like, oh, I don't go out to these bars and clubs to get attention from men. I go out for myself. I dress up, you know, put all the makeup on, etc. Go out with all the girls, and I do this for myself, is what they would have you believe. And if you don't believe them, you know, they pull this whole incredulous act like, oh, how could you not believe me? I'm innocent. I'm just going out to the bars and clubs for some fun. This is 2024, okay? We all know why you're going to the bars. We all know why you're going to the clubs. And most certainly, guys, I would personally consider it cheating. Like, absolutely. Okay, you have these women going around, dressing up for the attention of other dudes, going into an environment where they know that they will be hit on, where it is commonplace for dudes to buy them drinks and things like this because the dudes are romantically interested in them, and men are just supposed to put up with it, right? When was the last time, guys, your mother went out clubbing without your father, for example? Like, what kind of attitude is this, man? Only in the current years do you see this kind of degeneracy, and all of these women want to play it off like it's normal. And if you don't want your girlfriend going out clubbing and getting attention from random dudes, then you're insecure. How about this, guys? You know, if you have these women out here calling men insecure for not being, quote unquote, allowed to go to the club, just start taking random women out to dinner and then just say, oh, I'm just having fun. They're just friends. And if she has an issue with it, just start calling her insecure. Right? It's all very well and good until it starts going in the opposite direction. You know, you got a woman like this who's grumpy because she can't go out clubbing. Number one, you should break up with her. But number two, you know, start just inviting women out to dinners and things like this and just insist that they're friends. And if she has an issue with it, just sit there and call her insecure. I don't like women like this, man. Incredibly manipulative.
So what's the reasons why you me?
You money? Yeah, money. But you cheap though. I hate that. I get money, but cheap still. Like, bro.
What's wrong with a cheap?
Everything.
I spend money on the right things.
Everything is wrong with it.
Alright, there's nothing wrong with being a cheap. You feel me? If you guys have money and don't want to spend it on things that's not gonna benefit,
Look at the faces that the women pull, guys. These aren't even women, to be honest with you. Look at her. How dare you not spoil me and buy me purses and things like this? So what, I've been with 300 different dudes and I, you know, shake my backside all over the internet. You should be out there spoiling me. And if you don't spoil me, you're not a real man. Look at her facial expression here. This is so crazy to me.
You in the long run, that's okay.
Nah.
If y'all really, then you do things like that. If it's somebody that you're not with, do not use that as the first result.
You gonna get me something?
What am I gonna get you? I'll get you something if you get me something.
Yeah.
Come on, No, I'm just saying, like if I'm gonna get you some, well, I'm game.
I mean, a conversation at least.
She likes him for who he is. That's a lie. Better to phrase it as, I like you for what you can do for me until someone else does it better.
Or jerk. Did you like that?
No, it was awful.
It was awful.
All that to get views, I mean. This guy was just here chilling, minding his own business, and she was ready to act like she'd just made his day. No thank you.
Researchers say they are seeing a trend of women dating down, which means, you know, a man who...
Dating down.
Really? All right, listen, it was in the prompt, right?
Really? Who wrote that?
I mean, who I say all that?
Jeez.
Disgruntled. This is just the reality of it. So women, you know, we're more educated now, and I think that we're furthering our education. So with that being said, we're going to hold off on the baby making. We're going to hold off until we get that great job, really career driven. And I don't think there's anything wrong with hoping that there's someone either on your level or higher than you.
All right. So before, right, it was okay.
You heard it here first, guys. If you don't make as much money as a woman, then she's dating down, right? I love how just these days, it's just apparently normal to look down on people who make less money than you. I don't think I've ever heard a dude refer to dating a woman who earns less money than him as dating down. I can guarantee you all the women would be very frustrated and angry if they heard a guy talking like that. But of course, it's totally fine if you talk about a man like this, right? Dudes are barely human, of course. So what we can do is we can sit here and say, if he doesn't earn as much money as me, then I'm dating down. He's lesser than me. Disgusting, man. Also, by the way, if you want to put off having children to be career focused, good luck to you, madam. Because what a lot of women are finding out when they hit 30 is that they can't have a family anymore. You know, they start looking for that Prince Charming when they're 30. All of a sudden, 35 rocks up on them, and they're having geriatric pregnancies. They can't have children, and they wind up crying, making absolutely hilarious TikToks for the channel. So, you know, women have been lied to these days, guys. They've been told that they can have it all, have the career, have the family, etc., etc. They go out, they chase their careers, they chase bad boys, they put off long-term relationships and having children, which is fine. If you don't want to have kids, that's whatever. But a lot of these women turn out to regret it and start crying all over the internet.
And I don't think there's anything wrong with hoping that there's someone either on your level or higher than you.
All right. So before, right, it was okay when the man made more money to be the one to buy everything, to do, you know, treat you and all this other kind of stuff. And now that you make more money, you can't be that one. Right, you can't be the one to pay for the meal, and because you're dating down.
I hate that. Yeah.
What is that about? It wasn't called dating down.
Right.
Yeah.
When men were the breadwinners and all that. It's called down. Now it's dating down.
Yeah.
What is that?
She got real quiet when logic was presented. Gotta love how both men addressed it immediately and didn't try to tap dance around it.
Y'all, so while I'm at Chipotle, you know, minding my cute little business, so this man is probably like 4 people ahead of me. And you know, when I come in, everybody turns around to see who's coming in the store, as they should, you know.
What is this? What is this woman? So many girls, they jump on the internet and they throw around descriptive words like cute and all this. And I just look at the woman and I'm like, can't possibly be referring to yourself, right? I mean, absolutely not.
Listen, he is looking a little longer than everybody. So I'm like, okay, he finds me attractive, no biggie, right? So he's putting his order in and everything like that. I'm in the line waiting, kind of on my phone, but I can see him. After he orders, he kind of like steps out the way a little bit so that the next person can, you know, pay for their food. He's kind of like looking back into the line. I'm like, okay, he's kind of looking my way. I don't know what he gonna do. This is kind of weird to come up there so he can pay for my food. So I'm getting double rice. I got chicken. I don't never get chicken. I done got a little extra guac. I'm getting things like, oh, he finna pay for this, so I ain't gonna have to worry about it. Honey, I get to the point where it's time for me to pay. She says like 17 something. I'm like, okay. Now before I pull out my little wallet or whatever, I look back one more time, baby, he was nowhere to be found. I go outside. Hey, excuse me, ma'am. I think you look so beautiful. Can I have your number? Y'all, please get out my face. I jingled that Chipotle bag, got in my car, and right off on him as he stood there.
What is this entitlement from so many of these modern women, man, right? Just straight up expecting dudes to pay for their crap in order to get a conversation out of them. I guarantee you she wasn't even interested in him in the first place. She just wanted him to pay for her food. I find these videos to be really funny because women will try and convince men of this crap. I make this point every time we see a video like this. But what happens is women try and convince men that we need to be paying for their attention and we need to make it worth their while and pay their bills and all of this garbage. But at the same time, I guarantee you this woman right here, if she finds the dude attractive, she doesn't require him to buy anything, right? Less attractive dudes required to buy things and they just ignore the guy anyway or treat him like trash. The more attractive men, they don't have to buy anything and they'll have a conversation and hook up with him for free. Okay? But just the entitlement, man, expecting a dude to pay for your food. Crazy.
Cause you think you're gonna get my number after you just watched me pay for my food and you was right there?
This woman's just a night worker, man. I don't know what other way to word this. Right, but if you're so strong and independent, but you need men to pay for your food, right? I mean, why stop there, right? What can we just call this for what it is? You're just selling yourself, essentially. We have a word for that. I'm not allowed to say it here on YouTube, but you're essentially just a night worker at this point.
About time doctors start characterizing main character syndrome as a real problem, right next to delusion.
Honestly, I think the biggest problem we face as a country right now is that women in their 20s have too much confidence. I don't know, no, listen. Do you see how much confidence she had when she said that? This is a problem. I'm telling you, I was hanging out with a comic and his girlfriend, and some of her friends were out. Everyone had a couple of drinks. We all got a little silly, and one of them just kind of gave me like a half flash, not full Nepal, just a little Panama Canal. And she says, she looked right there, she goes, I bet I'm hotter than your wife. I didn't know how to respond to that level of confidence. I mean, I wanted to be like, yeah, you're hotter than my wife, but you're not hotter than my house and children, you know? I have a 3% mortgage. You think I'm gonna throw that away on you? Like, are you crazy? Yeah, I have a pre-COVID mortgage. What are you doing right now? I have 2 kids. What is your having it? Custody? Are you crazy? The situation resolved itself, though, because that's what I wanted to say. What I said was, yeah, but you're not hotter than my kids.
Women want everything in life, even if it's the life that another woman's living. So much for sister solidarity.
How much?
I always hear about these situations, man, where, like, women will say, oh, I didn't know he's married. But honestly, guys, I think that a lot of women are out here chasing dudes who are married on purpose. Like, they know that he has a wife, and they're just trying to poach that particular man. Right? If you go out there and you talk to women and you ask women about this, oftentimes they will tell you that other women just straight up try and steal their boyfriend and pretend like they're not. Same thing applies with husbands, right? I see lots of TikTok videos from women saying, oh, for some reason, man, I just dated like 4 dudes who were in a marriage in a row, and I just didn't know that any of these dudes had wives. I don't believe it at all. I do not believe it. I think these women are out here specifically chasing the dudes who are in relationships, who are in marriages and things like this, and I think that just falls under pre-selection, right? Chasing after the dudes who already have women.
An alpha man should cough up for a wedding ring. From
Oh, this is gonna be good.
my understanding, a guy should be spending 3 months' salary on a ring. So if that isn't 6 figures, you probably shouldn't be getting married. Like, if he's not spending that, does he really love you, or does he just want a hot trophy wife?
Let me do my research. Okay, Kelsey, we checked your Instagram. You're busting it open on the gram. But now I see a link tree. Let's tap that. Fans, I wonder how much it cost. 7 buckaroos and 50 cents? Let's do the math. Let's calculate that. How much is that a day? $7.50 divided by 31. This making 20 cents a day. She's not even making a quarter a day off each person. But she wants a $30,000 ring. Who is wifing you?
Yeah, see, the moment a woman says that a man has to do something, I'm out, man. I'm just not listening. Like, I just refuse to listen to the rest of what they have to say. Men are out here required to pay a ridiculous amount of money for you, and you have an OF account. I don't even care if, you know, guys, if the woman doesn't even have an OF account and she's still trying to make this exact same video, I'm just going to turn the video off and stop listening to the woman. Because, like, why on earth? You're sitting here claiming, oh, the man doesn't love you unless he pays X amount of money. That just sounds to me like you're the one that doesn't love him. because you have to have him spend a certain amount on you. Sounds to me like you're just in it for the money.
Listen, fellas, if she's complaining about the price of a ring, she's selling it. Just like this right here.
Her understanding is skewed because no man would save up 3 months of their money, live in a shoebox, and survive on instant ramen just to get her ring. If there's love, she'll take a ring pop.
I know guys love to be the new and they don't want to chase, but you have to chase.
Don't mind chase you?
I don't really answer DMs. I don't give them the chance.
Okay, but you want them to chase you, but you're not going to answer them.
Yeah, keep going. One day I will.
One day you will.
Yeah, when you're deserving.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Let me tell you.
We don't care.
Funny how it's either that guys don't know how to back down or don't know to try enough. Strange to think there used to be a time where we just put in equal effort.
Karen, just have a look at this. Do I look nice on it? Aaron? Are you sure I look nice? Because I'm going to post it.
Man, what is with these women just pulling out their camera and recording dudes? You know, it's so incredibly uncomfortable, yet women just do this crap all the time. Nobody wants to be recorded, okay?
Yikes, and before you ask, yup, that's a filter. Women complaining he doesn't know how good he's got it, but that's just a guy who doesn't want to do everything for clicks, subs, and views.
Height, mainly. Okay. That might be an issue.
Too short?
We about the same height.
What? I'm 6 foot.
Oh.
What?
They're not the same height at all. Also, she's wearing heels. Man, what is the IQ of these individuals? It's actually painful to listen to some of these people speak.
How tall are you? 5 feet, but in these heels, I feel like I'm getting a little bit taller. No.
I'm 6 foot. You know that, right?
Look, he didn't want her either, and it's okay if they didn't vibe. What's not okay is that she needed a reason to put him down to make herself feel better about him popping his balloon.
Be you. Be real. Be authentic. Be your favorite kind of woman.
Be you, be real. Says the girl that has a BBL and a heap of work done. And there's nothing wrong with getting work done. But if you're gonna quote, be real, be authentic. How about you be honest to your followers, your millions of followers, that you've had a BBL done, that you've had a heap of work done. And if you're gonna quote, be real, what do you mean real? Your body ain't real. And it just drives me crazy when people are trying to be motivating with these quotes and it's not in line with what they actually are.
Facts right here. Quit preaching when you can't even follow what you preach just to get more followers.
I mean, I see these videos from women all the time, guys, and they'll be saying they want authenticity, they want a real man, a man who's honest, all this sort of stuff. And they have like 30 pounds of makeup on their face. They've got a filter over the video to the point where whenever they post videos of themselves, you don't even know what the individual looks like. Right? So you have individuals out here on social media who are saying, oh, I want someone who's real, authentic, honest, etc., has integrity, all of these great values, right? And then they themselves, you don't even know what the individual behind the lens even looks like in the first place. And you wonder why dudes don't want to date you. But let's continue. I think we've got another clip lined up here. Let's jump to this one.
Why isn't anyone saying anything? They just think it's funny. This man is clearly bothered by what she's doing, and they just think it's funny. Imagine if the roles were reversed on this. It's just crazy how normalized it is to just make men feel uncomfortable.
She thinks it's funny because the joke's on him. She won't be the one laughing when he turns back around and tell her it's not a joke. It's called being annoying.
The man, I can take accountability and acknowledge that I'm imperfect. So for example, if a chick said to me like, hey Marquette, you know, I really like guys with hair. For sure, like that is better than being bald. If you deal with a woman and you say, hey, rate each other, I'm like, oh girl, you're a bad B, you're beautiful, you're all 10s. Whereas men, we have to live in reality. We have to acknowledge the reality about ourselves and the reality about others and figure out where we stand on the hierarchy. Because I can tell you this, if you ask this young lady, is she intelligent, she look eyes and say yes. If you ask her, does she have manners, she'd say yes. But she's been interrupting and she's been rude and unruly this whole time, which is why I have to address it. Because too often guys will look at her and say, you know, she's attractive, I want to smash. And because they want to smash, they're about to start tap dancing and like being real nice. And because they've never told her the truth, she doesn't even know the truth. That's the point. You get lied to, then you get smashed and dashed. And at the end, you're wondering why, because you have no sense of reality. And why does the lie work on you? Because you want to be lied to.
I totally agree with what this dude just said right here. A lot of these women are allowed to live in complete and utter fantasy land about, for example, how attractive they are or how their personality actually is, because people just lie to them throughout their entire lives, right? Nobody, and the people who do tell them the truth, oh, they'll just say you don't like women, or you're just rude, or you're just this, you're just that, because they would rather live in delusion and think that they're perfect 10s. I mean, we had that interview, right? A couple of minutes ago with that very large individual saying that men had to pursue her, and if men are lucky, then she'll open one of your DMs. Like, guys, I would feel lucky if I never interacted with that individual ever in my life. I would feel luckier if I didn't see the damn video clip to begin with. Okay? Absolute fantasy land out of so many of these modern women, and then they wonder why they're single. Let's continue.
Hey, we can take it. Don't mind a few laughs. Just get ready to do the same, ladies.
Ask everyone to rate their looks on a scale of 1 to 10.
10. 5. 10. 9. 2. 6. 6. 6.
Oh yeah, I give myself a 5. Andrew?
I would say I'm a 4.
Question for the 10 and the 9. Do you think you'll be better looking in 10 years as compared to now? Okay, so you're 25. You'll be better looking at 35 as compared to now at 25?
For sure.
Let's double it. 20 years. Better looking at 45 as compared to now at 25?
No, I think like late 30s are the real prime.
I'm sorry, I'm 35 right now, and I do not look better than I did at 25.
And I'm 36, and I don't look better than I did at 26.
Well, I don't drink alcohol, and I take care of myself, so I have high hopes.
Good gene. This is what I'm talking about, man, with the delusional crap, right? This woman thinks, what did she say she was? And how big are these earrings, by the way? What on earth is this, man? That cannot be real. That has to be satire. No way she has these things. How do you even move? Anyway, so what did she say she was? A 9 or a 10? Number one, I'm going to disagree straight off the bat with that. I don't know about you guys. Let me know down in the comments box below. Is she a 9? Is she a 10? And then she thinks that she's going to be more attractive than now in her late 30s. I mean, this is just delusion straight up.
Jeans. Look, she knew the truth when he asked that follow-up question, but she had to double down to save face. The face that won't last another 2 years, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, goodness gracious me, this is absolutely horrifying. These are the 9s and 10s, guys, which apparently men have to put in all the effort for. No thank you. Guys, we're going to be leaving today's episode there. As always, remember to leave your thoughts and your comments. Make sure you take care of yourselves, and I'll be seeing you all in the next episode. Peace.